Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel for what is going to be an unboxing. Not like my typical unboxings though. If you are not new to the channel, you'll probably know that I like to split them up each month. I subscribe to both Ipsy and the Play by Sephora box, so I'll create two separate videos. That way you don't have to sit through one big long video. But if you follow me on Instagram, you might have caught a little frustration that I was having. I pre-filmed these before leaving for VidCon a couple days ago, and my microphone malfunctioned. I've been having some issues with it, and it didn't catch any of the sound basically, so I wasn't able to edit these. I feel like I'm kind of running out of time to get all the videos out by the end of the month that I want to, so I'm doubling up today. But if you aren't here to see both of these, no fear, I will leave some timestamps down below in the description bar in case you want to jump ahead. I'm going to start with Ipsy, so if you just want to jump ahead to the Play by Sephora, go ahead and do that, but it should be overall pretty quick. But it will still, as usual, include mini reviews and demos of all the products that I have been able to try at this point. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing I do want to start with talking about is all of the hair products. I haven't had a chance to use any of them just because I kind of underwent a hair sort of transformation type thing recently. I got extensions for fullness, like tape-in extensions, so these guys are not coming out at the end of the day. I plan on doing a video. Let me know if you have any questions on them. The brand is Vomore, and I got them done at I don't know that they're exclusive to Aveda salons, but I got them done at one. Really enjoyed the experience overall, but I'll, like I said, talk more about that in a video. Let me know if you have questions on it. But long story short, because of that, I had to go through a period of like not I couldn't wash my hair for 2 days after the fact, and then I was traveling, and so it just was a confusing time. Wasn't able to use the hair products, so unfortunately I don't have an opinion of those that I got both in the Ipsy bag and the Play by Sephora box, but I will tell you what they are. So the first, actually luckily the only hair product in this month's Ipsy bag, is from the brand Marc. This is the Dream Waves Beach Spray. Oh, I feel like I haven't really helped with the bag. It's this kind of cool, edgy graffiti type situation, very colorful, love it. Everything is very appropriate for summer in this bag, so with that, this is a beach spray, but have not really used it, but I do really enjoy it. So hopefully now that I have hair that's slightly fuller, and extensions tend to be a higher quality hair than mine, so maybe it will actually hold the texture and the shape that something like this will give it. So time will tell. Now, this was a really good Ipsy bag, I think. Now on to the color cosmetics. Let's start with the eyes first. There is first an eyeshadow. One is this Urban Decay single. It's not a full-size single, but it's a good-size single. It is, you know, their trusty eyeshadow formula in the shade Fireball, and it's really interesting pink shade. I'm wearing it on my eyes right now. In the demo you'll see here, it's the only thing that I'm wearing, but I wanted to add a little bit of interest, so I'm kind of using it as a spotlight color in the center of my lid with some shadows from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Is that what it's called? Yes. Yes, Modern Renaissance palette, using some of those shadows elsewhere, but this is the spotlight shade on my lid, and I have to say I'm really impressed with the quality. I mean, it's the usual Urban Decay shadow quality, but the shade itself, Fireball, is a really interesting duochrome, more kind of like an iridescent type shade, where the base is pink, but then it has this kind of slightly golden, almost a camel shift. Like, it's not an ultra warm gold, so I think people who tend to steer away from gold, thinking it's not gonna flatter their skin undertone, this, ooh, nearly had a casualty there. They might find that this is a little bit more flattering for them because it's this really interesting, like, browny sunset camel gold, if that makes any sense, along with the pink shift in there. And I do think it comes off way more pink, almost kind of a hint of lilac than it appears in the pan, but it's a very, very beautiful and surprisingly complex shade, so I was really happy to try that out in this month's bag. And then the other eye product I was really happy with as well. It's a mascara from a brand that I don't think, any experience with. It's from the brand Decay, or Duce. Duce, probably, double C's, cha sound, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't tried the brand before, so I'm taking a guess here. It is their Boombastic Lash Volumizer Mascara. It's this little guy right here. It's a smaller, it's not a full-size sample, but it's enough to get the job done. I'm currently wearing it today, and I'm really pleased with the results. The wand is plastic, shorter bristles that are evenly spaced, but you'll notice as I turn the wand that it kind of alternates between low or no bristles and then kind of full-length bristles, and I find that personally that helps me apply it. The place where there's no bristles, there tends to be more product there, so I'll apply that to the lash, and then in a kind of circular motion, kind of turn the wand outward to kind of coat the rest of it. And I've found that that helps get a really nice mix of volume at the base, but also length. This for me is one of those mascaras that I apply it to my lashes, and then you get those dots where your lashes are touching your eyelid, which are a pain, but they're also a great indicator that your lashes are crazy long. So it's one of those things that you live with in the name of long looking lashes. So I've really been liking this, and it was an interesting contrast between the other mascara that I got in the Play by Sephora box, which we'll talk about later, but I prefer this one just for reference. Last two products, let's do the cheeks. Also wearing this today as a blush. This is the Seraphine Botanicals Natural Blush for All Skin in the shade Happy Hibiscus. And this, at first glance, I thought was going to be more of a bronzer or bronzer for me, but it actually has some pink that's harder to detect in there that really makes this work as a blush for me. So I am wearing it kind of a little bit past the apples of the cheeks and on the way back on tops of the cheekbones here. But I do think that fair and lighter skin tones could actually use this as kind of a bronzer type situation. However, that being said, while it is slightly buildable, I don't know that medium, I've been layering it up here a little bit. I don't know that it will show up as a blush per se for, you know, medium deep skin tones. So let me know if you have tried this, if you got this in your Ipsy bag, let me know how it worked for you in the comments below. It'll certainly help others out as well. And then the last product is a lip product. It's from the brand Liptini. I'm also wearing this and only this on my lips today. It's the Satin Lip Color. Yeah, satin lip color in Pink Teeny. It says apply with a brush or fingertip, and I know myself, I hate applying lip products with a brush. Like if it doesn't come with the product itself, I am never going to apply it like that. So I've always been applying this with my fingers. And I have to say it was nice to try, because it's always nice to try new things from different brands, and I have limited experience with Liptini. So it was nice to try, but it's not uncomfortable, but I definitely noticed my lips drying out over the course of the day as I wear it. It, as you can see, is a satin finish, and depending on the texture of my lips before putting it on, it can either be really flattering, it smooths over them really nicely, or it can emphasize like dryness and flakiness, any of that kind of stuff. It's not ultra flat or forgiving, I guess is probably a better word. It's not a forgiving lip product, and between that and, you know, having to use the finger to apply, it's just not my favorite. So, but the color itself is pretty nice. What did I say it was? Pink Teeny. So it's a nice, flattering, summery lip color, but definitely am happy to have tried it in this bag, because I don't know that I would have paid full price for it. Speaking of though, remember guys, as with every Ipsy bag, I always put the discount codes that they include each month for these brands and products in the description bar below. So definitely check that out below. If you're interested in any of these, you want to give them a try, but you're not super excited about paying full price for it, check down below, because more often than not, these brands provide discounts. Now let's move on to the Play by Sephora box. So here is this guy, and just like last month, they are continuing with the kind of canvas bag sort of thing. Just simple, says Play, really nice. You don't have those, you told me the word last month for the little crinkly things that come inside. I totally spaced on it, but there's a word for them, and they're no longer including them, which I love. So first, let's start. There is a hair product in here. Let's start with that right off the bat, because as you already know, I haven't had a chance to try it. It's from Bumble and Bumble, and it's the Don't Blow It hair styler for great hair days without the heat or hassle. This is another one I'm excited to use, because now that my hair is a little bit thicker and a little bit more well behaved, I might actually have a prayer at like not blowing it. Otherwise, this, I guarantee you, this would have made my hair alone just fall heavy and flat. So I actually am, for once, excited to try this out. I'll let you know how it fares. And then this is one that's going to be another kind of short, sweet review / no demo, because I couldn't get any product out of it. It's the Tarte Guard SPF 30. It's basically a sunscreen. I was really looking forward to trying this, because summer, winter, like year round, I wear an SPF in with my moisturizer. It's the final step in my skincare routine. I just find that if I can use an SPF included in my moisturizer, it's one less step I have to worry about. And if you can find a moisturizer that doesn't have that kind of what used to be a very typical greasy texture, and it lays really beautifully under my foundation, it acts as the perfect primer. Like, my skin is perfectly moisturized and protected to go under my foundation. So I was kind of hoping to give this a try, but despite a deceptively large looking package, I could not get this out for the life of me. Like pump, 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 nothing came out. Finally untwisted it, and I can see the product in there, but it's like so small, the product's not moving. I can't get it out of here. It's not wanting to move. So I might try like warming it up a little bit and then dispensing it into my hand, but I was just kind of over the fact that I couldn't get any of it out of here. So that might be another one that I have to work with to provide a review on in the future. Let me know if you've tried it in the comment section below though. Maybe if you don't like it, it will save me the hassle. Let's move on to, I do actually really like this product I'm about to talk about. It is from Bare Minerals. It is their Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. And the only other product I think I've tried like this is the Benefit Do the Hoola, but I like it better because it's cooler. I know a lot of people had an issue with how warm Do the Hoola was, and even though I didn't find it all that warm for my skin tone, I definitely think people will have less of an issue with this guy because it's somewhat cooler. The consistency is very similar. I didn't find it easier to blend than the Benefit Do the Hoola. I think it's very easy to buff and blend out. Speaking of, the brush I like to use to do that, or I did use to do that, is the Real Techniques cheek brush. Just something kind of dense, good for buffing, but you can see has a little bit of volume here and fluffiness to really help disperse that out across. And I just find that it really gives a very natural looking but buildable bronze all over the face. You can really start simple with this. It's not easy to go overboard. However, I will say in the demo, as I was trying to edit this before realizing the sound wasn't working on the first video, I realized that I have like this huge streak going down the side of my face, and so blending whether you're using a liquid or powder product is always going to be an issue. Just make sure you blend it. But I do know that that is a thing that I have going on in that demo. But besides that, it's a really nice liquid bronzer. And if you're curious as to why you might prefer a liquid over a powder, just a few reasons. I'm sure these are not all of them, but if you have drier skin tones, this might be a more forgiving formula for your skin. It might help nourish it a little bit more than a powder might, keep it from getting patchy if you find you have dry patches around the perimeter of your face or your cheeks, things like that. It's a little bit easier on those places, and it's also great at adding versatility to your foundation. If you find, because it's spring, summer now, that you've bronzed up a little bit by being in the sun, you've gone up a foundation shade or two, rather than buying a whole new bottle and then having it expire before you get to it next summer, you can just put a few drops of this into your foundation, kind of custom match it. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that. And like I said, if you had issues with Do the Hoola, you might consider checking this out. Next product, I didn't think I was going to be a fan of, because I had already tried it before. In fact, I don't know that I've ever talked about this on the channel. It's the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. People swear by this. Typically they have a drier skin type, and I have a combo skin type. So right when this first came out, spotted it at Ulta, bought it, tried it, did not like it. It didn't act like a primer should for me. Like my foundation, it didn't slide off because it doesn't have that silicone-y type texture, but at the end of the day, my foundation was just like a greasy mess. And so I thought, not right for me. I returned it, and I can't remember if I ever talked about it or like told that story here on the channel, but now you know. I've already tried this and already kind of decided I didn't like it, but I thought, you know, maybe they changed the formula, maybe my skin has changed, maybe I found a better foundation that can kind of withstand, because I do like that the idea of a lit from within primer. So I thought I'd give it another swing. I tried it with my Ultra Bulletproof, where is it? J. Manuel Filter Finish Collection. Mine is the shade Medium Filter 1. Have been loving this, like for the past, ever since I got it, month and a half. It's been my go-to bulletproof for warm Texas spring going into summer weather. So I thought, surely, if any foundation will do it, this is it. And no luck. No luck, unfortunately. I'm wearing it now, so you can kind of see how it looks. Oh, this is highlighter though, don't be fooled. That is definitely something I placed over my foundation, but everywhere else, you know, I do have this on underneath my foundation. I don't notice it kind of giving me a lit from within glow. However, I do notice that it didn't help my foundation last. In fact, I noticed like oiliness, which I rarely ever notice with this guy, just all up in my T-zone business. Oily at the end of the day, and I have a feeling this is to blame. So unfortunately, still not my cup of tea. However, a lot of people swear by it, a lot of people love it, so go check out other reviews in the event that you are bummed by that, because people swear by it. Just not me. Last step, oh, nope, kidding. 2 more products. I always kind of forget the fragrance, but the last makeup-y type item is the mascara that I was talking about earlier, or referenced earlier. It's the Benefit They're Real mascara, and I got this when it first came out, bought it because it was one of the first mascaras I'd ever seen. Maybe it is the first mascara with a wand like this, but it had that ball tip. Great, I thought, for applying mascara to the lower lash line relatively precisely, like not overdoing it on product, as well as getting that beautiful kind of flared, to kind of create a cat eye appearance, flare those outer lashes out. Loved it for that. But after using it, especially comparing it against the Boombastic, right? Yeah, Boombastic mascara that I'm wearing it now, I realize how much of a lengthener this is. This is really great at getting lengthened lashes, but by comparison, like my lashes now, when I applied the They're Real, just at the base there was no volume there. It almost looked like I just had little stick lashes. They were curled and they were lengthened, but they were very thin. And so I am not sure if it's a change in formula or if it's just a change in preference now, because it has been 4 years, 5 years maybe even since this came out. I remember this coming out like right when I started blogging. So it's been a hot minute. Preferences surely have changed, but at the same time, it is interesting to know that it's not among the top anymore. So thought that was interesting. And then the final product, as I mentioned before, is a fragrance. It is from the brand Tocca, and it's the fragrance Florence. And rather than trying to describe what is a very floral scent, like that's how I would say, it's floral, but it's actually more complex than that, so I'm just gonna read what is in it to you. It says, a Parisian beauty and sophisticate, Florence conjures memories of old world Paris with the alluring combination of Italian bergamot and crushed violet petals, blue iris, and blonde wood add a sophisticated and feminine warmth to the fragrance. And I think that's a perfect way of describing it, because it is very floral, which I personally really like. It's kind of weird with me. I swing between like deep, musky, ambery scents, and then I also go like very floral. And it can't be sweet floral, but it's very floral. But I find this keeps the balance, because it has those warmer tones of blue iris and blonde wood that really just kind of grounds it for me. So you get that really like walk in a field type scent, but at the same time it's not too sweet and just too sweet. I'm not a fan of super sweet fragrances. It has to have that tone of warmth for me, and this definitely does. So I was really pleased with that, actually, especially as we're going into summer. So that is it for me, guys. I really hope this video wasn't extremely long. Hopefully you were able to jump around if you wanted to see one versus the other. I'd love to hear what you're getting in your monthly subscription boxes in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.